Thank you. Settle down, please. To 22nd frame. Shaun Murphy to play.
Sunday morning at the Crucible, the middle Sunday of this great championship. We're halfway point today. Shaun Murphy would love to still be here, of course, on Tuesday for the quarterfinals. He's up against it, but he has won the last two. It's 12-9 now to Stephen Maguire.
Just didn't catch that safety as intended, and this red that's nearest the right corner is on for Shaun. But the black does appear to be a little tied up now. Sure, Stephen still reflecting on the good blue that he knocked in, and the unfortunate series of kisses he had that left him on nothing.
One.
Good pot. And these good pots from Shaun will be registering with Stephen Maguire. And Shaun can just start to knock in a couple of big breaks and win frames in one visit. Well, he's not out of this match yet.
Six. Seven. Twelve. Shaun Murphy. 12.
Looks utterly bemused that the red's still on the table.
Yes, these pockets are playing tighter this year.
One.
I was interested by one of the audience members' encouragement of Steve Maguire. Come on, Maverick, they said. Now, Stephen obviously thinks his black's on. Well, that's worked out perfectly. So once again, this match is in the hands of Stephen Maguire.
9.
Yeah, I don't know what makes him a maverick other than sort of alliteration with his name, but anyway, he's a proper snooker player, that's the main thing. And he's got experience of putting these matches to bed.
17.
But if he doesn't win the match here, or at least get close, then it may just be a sign to Shaun Murphy that there's an opportunity.
Just stopped in his tracks there, Dave, didn't he? Because that cue ball rebounded very quickly off the side cushion.
24. 25.
Yeah, you see the shot he had to play there, just because of a fast bounce off the side cushion previously, and this isn't perfect. Having to work again for position. Again, that cue ball seemed to rebound rather quickly.
32.
Well, rueful grin indeed. Choice of two reds, but he's not ideally on either of them.
Played that very well. It was very coolly done. He knew the opening of the reds. Every ball Maguire pots is a concern for Murphy, that he may have played his last shot at the World Championship this year.
$40. $41.
Once again, perhaps another fast bounce, but if Stephen were to ask for the cue ball to be cleaned, I'm sure it would solve that. Well, perhaps that was a slightly heavy contact, indicative that there could be some greasy spots of chalk residue on the cue ball, causing fast bounces and bad contacts. Got to be worth having the cue ball cleaned.
Yeah, I mean, why not, is the answer. Is the question, sorry. Why not have it cleaned if there's a slight issue with conditions?
$49.
Either way, still going. And that looks like the winning shot. He always had the open red available
56.
as well, but he's got these into play. He's got a nice lead already. He's beginning to look like the end of the road for Shaun Murphy and the continuation of the adventure this year for Stephen Maguire. An adventure, of course, that started at the English Institute of Sport. Those qualifiers, as we know, are very tough to come through. He beat Ashley Hugel 10-7 and Yuan Shijun 10-6. They weren't easy matches. Certainly Ali Carter in round one wasn't an easy match. This was never going to be. But he kind of got on top early on, didn't he? Controlled the match early on. Kept Shaun Murphy out
62.
and is now very close to the winning line.
$63.
We'll need another red after the black. The supporters fully expect him to pot it.
$71.
He's had a quiet couple of years since he reached the quarterfinals here in 2022, but Stephen Maguire making his presence known at the Crucible this year. It was always an intriguing match. They're old rivals, these two. A lot of respect between them as snooker players, different sorts of people. I think the last frame yesterday was big, wasn't it? The way he stole that for 10-6 just gave him breathing space, and the way he won it as well was a massive blow to Murphy.
84. 85.
Well, wouldn't it be fitting if Steve Maguire could round off victory with a century break here? He's managed to keep Shaun Murphy at bay throughout the match. He's found it's a big
92.
struggle to get the chances that he's been looking for, Shaun.
93.
Steve Maguire will be delighted with the way that he's performed in this match.
Yeah, great finish this. To a great win for Stephen Maguire.
100.
Been a reminder to everyone, as if they needed it. What a great all-round player he is. So David Gilbert next for a place in the semi-finals.
105.
It's been 12 years since Maguire was last in the one-table setup here at the Crucible. For Shaun Murphy, the Crucible adventure is over for another year.
$114.
Murphy sparkling in his waistcoat. Maguire remains still as the comeback failed to materialise.
120.
And this is how you win a match. He'll feel so good that he's taken it out like this. When the first chance came, he produced a brilliant clearance of 127. Shaun Murphy's always gracious in defeat. It's Stephen Maguire who marches into the quarterfinals of the World Championship for an 8th time. He'll take on David Gilbert next. He's beaten Shaun Murphy 13-9. Congratulations to him, and that concludes play on this side.
Could he continue the comeback and return to the quarters for the first time in 12 years? 4 times a ranking event winner, he's Ryan Dynamite Day. And finally, to the greatest player in history. Now just 3 frames away from a 22nd Crucible quarter-final, 29 years after his first. 7 times a champion of the world, the Rocket, RonnieO'Sullivan.
It's still a forlorn hope for Ryan Day, but he's being the consummate professional. The last frame tucked away, hoping to win this one as well. Just keep O'Sullivan waiting.
It's a good place to have the cue ball underneath there if you're going to keep O'Sullivan quiet for more frames. it's made the safety a little awkward with that red fairly adjacent to the right middle pocket. It means that sort of safety shot to bulk would have to be in the top right corner as we look at the table, somewhere at the green side of the table. I think it's quite a bit of a better shot than it looks, in fact. It's an excellent safety shot, putting it over there. Ryan Day acknowledges that, tapping the table. Well, now here is possibly the moment where O'Sullivan can strike and get this match won. I don't think he can hold for the black. There's too much angle on the red. That's the first thing. He'd do well to hold anyway. So, question of which colour he plays on.
What?
Blue on its spot would be very handy. Might not be the most obvious way of getting onto a colour from colour to red, but putting the blue on its own spot would be beneficial for break building further down the line in this break.
Six. Seven.
That is a very good shot to hold this time. Now, can he open some of these reds up here? Well, he certainly can.
Fourteen.
This kind of shot always to be respected.
50.
Yeah.
22.
Didn't strike that with optimum sweetness, Neil.
No, it's okay, but just got to get the right angle on the blue.
23.
Now, what does he do? There are a couple of loose reds. The pink is above the cluster, so it's not an obvious way of going into them. Oh, what a shot, though. What a shot. He's hit the pink full ball. He's not on one here. That's straightforward. He's very unlucky.
28.
The pink was protecting the bunch, but he crashed into the pink full on, and the pink hit the reds. You see this? That is a fantastic strike. So easy to hit that half ball, and the reds don't even move.
29.
Hampered queuing. It means he can do a little less with the cue ball. Maybe a lot less.
Cheers. $35.
This requires cueing.
30.
Ooh, that wobbled.
Yeah, I suppose hitting it into that side of the pocket, though, just swung the cue ball round better, but it was a bit close for comfort.
$40. 44. Thank you. $51.
Every time he goes to the table these days, Ronnie O'Sullivan, it seems as though he's either breaking a record or extending one. Here, looking for his 22nd Crucible quarter-final. Next best, Stephen Hendry with 19. Looking for his 144th World Ranking Tournament quarter-final. More than anyone.
59.
In this match, he's made his 205th century at the Crucible. Next best. Shaun Higgins over 30 behind. But the thing he wants most is that 8th world title. And he's just about to take another step towards it, Neil.
Well, in his red colour. So until that happens, he's not quite there. It's slightly awkward to get onto his colour, but there's 67 in it if the red goes in with 67 on. So he's on the brink.
67.
I mean, he could either cut the black in, or if he wanted to, he could put the black right down the other end, nail it to a cushion, and then try and tie the frame. Might have been the shot maybe a Mark Selby would have played, just to put the black completely out of the game. But otherwise, it was a very decent break. Now he needs, well, miraculous clearance. And I'm afraid it ain't happening.
One.
Over the line.
Yeah, and I don't think
8.
it's, if you asked him to give his marks out of 10, it wouldn't be an 8, that's for sure. He's been below par, really, but ultimately a 13-7 win is what it is. It's perfectly fine. It's another step closer, knowing that there'll be bigger challenges further down the line. You can be sure of that.
17.
But he's still in the event, and given that he's won it 7 times, he knows exactly what's required from here on in.
We're going to have virtually simultaneous finishes. The applause from the other table is because Kyren Wilson has comfortably defeated Joe O'Connor 13-6.
$32.
At times, this match for O'Sullivan wasn't comfortable. But he did two things all the way through. He controlled the match, and he controlled himself.
39.
Yeah, I guess mixed feelings for the crowd who had their ticket, and they've seen about an hour and a quarter of snooker has been been good to watch, of course. I've seen the great man play, and
44.
Kyren Wilson, who's one of the possible winners this year as well.
48.
But O'Sullivan has got a job to do, and he's done it. Ryan really has missed the boat a little bit. But I do think that had he got closer, O'Sullivan would have probably raised his game anyway. Because that's what champions do.
RonnieO'Sullivan, 53. Shane, in the back.
His last contribution, well, in the match, he made a century and 12 other half-centuries. It was a 13-7 victory, and the title favourites...
Please welcome a player who produced a brilliant century late last night to keep this match alive. Is there another chapter to one of the most memorable weeks of his career? This year's only debutant, still battling, still believing, a kickboxing expert. Please welcome Joe K.O. Connor. His opponent, the former finalist who is without question back to his very best in Sheffield. 3 frames away from a 7th quarter-final in the last 9 years. 5 times a ranking event winner. Here comes the warrior, Kyren Wilson. Now to a player.
Joe O'Connor to break.
Seemingly a hopeless cause now for Joe O'Connor. He's had a World Championship to remember. Coming through qualifying that gruelling match with Matt Selt, the second longest frame in history, an hour and 50 minutes. And then a terrific victory over Mark Selby on debut. And many of the game's greatest have failed in their first foray here at the Crucible, including the likes of O'Sullivan and Higgins, and indeed Kyren Wilson. But surely the game is up now. Wilson has just been too solid, too strong in all departments. 1 frame away.
It's a superb pot from Kyren Wilson. Just arrow straight queuing again, and he's on the brown. And this is one area of snooker that's radically changed. Not only the way players go into the pack of reds and develop them, that's changed as well, but, you know, back in the day, in the 80s, even, you know, players, if they finished behind a bolt colour, would never take those on into the middle pockets the way they do now.
Six.
And again, a familiar pattern here with the 2 reds next to the black. Kyren can play for the red just above the black in such a way as to pot it and bring the other red away from the black to be on the black. Again, it's a common sort of theme, it's a common pattern in snooker these days. So he wants to be 3/4 ball on the red, he wants that cue ball to stop. Oh, he hasn't. Yeah, shake of the head, he can't play the shot that he wanted to play now, Kyren. If he can get away with playing the top red of those 3, he will, but can he play that and still get on the colour? So he'll have another go now at leaving himself just high on this red by the black, and I have to say, it should be a formality from the pink.
Give me a second, Kevin.
Oh, Kyren. He's overrun this again, but he's just high on the red. Now he could force this in, use all of the pocket, try and pop the red off the top draw a little and still punch that red away from the black.
18.
But this is a power shot now, and it shouldn't have been. And couldn't do
19.
it.
Well, look at the reaction there from Wilson. He's furious. He's in a position where
His lead is surely unassailable, but he's still
Kyren Wilson, 19.
seething about failing to make more of that opportunity and perhaps close the frame out there. That's how in the zone he is.
It was the pink that I was saddened by. He just overran what should have been a rudimentary positional shot.
Touching ball.
Chance for Kyren to play good safety here and behind the green on the bulk cushion. Oh, again, that ball strike was just so pure. It's perfection. Look at this. Right behind the green on the bulk cushion. Exactly what he wanted to play.
He's comfortably won the safety battle in this match, Kyren Wilson. 86% as regards 75 for his opponent. He scored much the heavier of the two as O'Connor flukes a red off the pink. He needs all the help he can get right now.
Kyren will be seething that that's happened because his safety shot was played to perfection and it's cost him.
Three. Joe O'Connor, 3.
Unable to make the most of that fluke. Another chance for Wilson.
One.
Whatever happens here, and it's looking highly likely
7.
to be a comfortable win for Kyren Wilson now. Joe O'Connor has got himself to a career-high ranking of 27. With 30,000 points, he's guaranteed himself for getting this far. Breaking new ground, of course. First foray here at the Crucible this year. A taste of a best of 25. But he's been outgunned by Wilson
14.
in this match.
Kyren just played that at the pace that appealed to him most, which has resulted in the cue ball finishing short of the blue. Didn't really have to want to play such a pot at all, but this has gone wrong. I actually fancy Kyren for this, though. These straight reds, it doesn't miss many of. Doesn't have a lot to do with the cue ball for position on the pink. Now, time to have a look at the reds and the black to see what's available down that black spot area of the table. Red below the black. Straight on it would be nice, but perhaps he has a touch too much angle on it, and in potting the red next to the black, the cue ball will run into the black, which is something Kyren doesn't want. So now he's considering the very difficult red along the top cushion, which, in all honesty, I think he's going to have to play.
We've seen already in this tournament, these have got to be spot on with their accuracy.
28.
Just for a moment, I wondered whether he'd overcut it.
And now Phil is checking to see if he pots the black, will it tie up the two reds above it? I think it may. So he may have to play a cannon here to just knock on one of the two reds above the black for one of the corners.
And this time,
Wilson,
he has
28.
overcut it. So Wilson not quite able to kill it off as he would have liked. .44 the difference, but still plenty of points there for O'Connor.
One.
I didn't control the cannon very well. In terms of putting the red over the middle pocket, yes he did, but the cue ball could have gone anywhere there. But he finished nicely on the pink with a good angle, so all of a sudden there's only one difficult red and one slightly tricky red for Joe O'Connor to contend with here. 37 points behind still, so needs most of the balls that remain.
Eight.
Again, saw the opportunity to bring a difficult red into play, but at the cost of good position. If he can drop the black in, which I have to say is very missable, he could get nice on the awkward red just below the black spot. He's considering the green, but this is a stretch.
Just a little bit conscious of that black, but he's well clear of it.
$11. $12.
Oh, Joe doesn't want to be dead straight on this pink. Oh, there's not much angle there to work with.
$18. Joe
there was a
Connor,
lot of pressure
18.
on that, the way he was playing it. Joe Connor knew that if it didn't go in, it could well have been his last shot at this year's Kazoo World Championships.
One.
So Wilson is looking for the final red to seal victory. Couldn't have played that any better. 29 the lead, 35 left. Match ball.
Four.
Joe O'Connor will take some great memories of his first foray at the Crucible, home to Leicester, but the journey ends here for him. Brilliant victory over Mark Selby, but Kyren Wilson has been way too strong in all departments. Scoring, safety.
11.
His long potting, overall, it's been very polished stuff from the Warrior.
Kyren Wilson, 11.
O'Connor's going to come back. 37 the difference, so 3 snookers required. No red to come to the rescue in the way of a free ball.
Two. Joe O'Connor, 2.
Well, another chance for Kyren just to dot the I's and cross the T's.
Emphatic, like so many of his long pots in this match. Once again, Kyren Wilson is saving his most special snooker for the Crucible. Former finalist, multiple semi-finalist, and now a 7th Crucible quarter-final. His game is in terrific fettle. He's had too many guns for Joe O'Connor, who's had a tournament to remember, but it...
And now to one of the all-time greats, bidding for an 18th Crucible quarter-final 28 years after his first. 4 times a champion of the world, the 3rd most decorated player in history, the pride of Scotland, the Wizard of Wishaw, John Higgins. And finally, with 6 big titles in the last 2 years, he is without doubt one of this season's outstanding performers. 4 frames away from a 6th Crucible quarter-final. Provisional world number 1, the pride of Northern Ireland, Mark the Pistol Allen.
Mirrored scorelines 9-7 in the qualifiers. Jack and Stuart on Discovery Plus. The Seeds, Mark and John on Eurosport. Take your pick as we hand to our commentary team of Joe Johnson and Phil Yates.
It was 1995. Michael Jordan had just returned to the NBA. Yes, Allen's had the better of their deciders, and not in small matches either.
Frame. Mark Allen to break.
Allen beat Higgins in a decider at this year's Masters. He beat him 9-8 in the final of the Northern Ireland Open in 2021, after trailing. here, though. History. What does it count for? It's all about nerve now.
It's been about nerve all night, actually, and both players have stood up to it. Now, will he take this long red on? The black does go to the left corner. But those two reds next to the black, maybe a plant to the left corner. And that may be why he's not taking that red on. Yep, there they are, look. They are a plant and can be made. Close, but he leaves the plant. Couldn't have got any closer without dropping. Great attempt. He's in Mark Allen's hands now. Mark Allen gets the first chance in the decider.
1.
Certain players with an opportunity to beat John Higgins and reach the quarterfinals at the Crucible as a consequence.
6.
You would wonder, question, whether they could hold themselves together. Mark Allen most certainly can.
Didn't quite come far enough on this red. He doesn't like it. And I don't blame him, because the red that's closest to the right corner may stop the black going once he makes contact with the black. So a change of plan.
Seven.
I think he may have come too far, or not far enough. The red
11.
by the pink spot will go. So if he can finish fairly straight on this next red, that will lead him to the black.
$18. $19.
Oh, what an attacking shot. And that's exactly what he played. Into the red, screw out of them with a lot of whiz on that cue ball. And he was guaranteed to be on that red next to the black.
$27.
15 years ago, in this round of the 2009 World Championship, Mark Allen defeated RonnieO'Sullivan. Tonight, is he going to teach another member of the class of 1992 a lesson?
34.
It's in his hands, Phil. Having to go up for the blue, but not
35.
a problem as long as he gets the right side, which he has done. He's got choice of reds now, and John knows this is a good chance for Mark Allen.
And it's been a recurring story for John Higgins. Time and again over the
40.
last 3 years, he's been so close. So close to big victories.
41.
And so often, his hopes have been dashed in a final frame. Are we seeing history repeating itself? You have to believe so.
48.
Well, he needs to finish it at this visit because Higgins is the king of clearances.
$49.
Nudged another red out. But those 4 reds surrounding the pink, relatively safe.
$56. $57.
And now a chance to go into those 4 reds. Is he on one?
$62.
Fearing the worst, John Higgins. It's too high.
Mark Allen, 62.
Red and the black would have been safe. Is it a double? There's no better doubler, I can tell you. And if it goes in, they're all there. And he'd be getting rid of the bad red as well. It's there. He's on the black. And what was I saying earlier about the king of clearances? He's got a chance. Just one tricky red near the cushion. There isn't a better doubler.
There's an old chestnut in sport, in snooker. Form
8.
is temporary, class is permanent.
$9.
All of those years, all of those wins. Can Higgins turn the clock back?
Can he hold himself together?
16. 17.
It's been a long time since I've been this nervous watching a snooker match.
23.
It's magical.
$24.
Just overrun slightly. What must he be feeling? Look at the crowd.
31.
Mesmerised. Oh, he's
32.
overdone it. He's overdone it. He can't get to the red now. Potted the red on the far knuckle and lost the cue ball. Couldn't get close to the red. Now, does he take it on? Or does he play the snooker? He'll be kicking himself
39.
not being the right side of the black. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And perfectly onto the baulk colours. And now he knows it's out of his hands. That simple red with the rest.
Joe, we've just seen the epitome of snooker guts. Is it going to lead
44.
to glory?
He's short.
46.
Oh, no, he isn't. He's on the green. I beg your pardon.
$49.
He still needs the lot. Come on, John.
And perfectly onto the blue. There shouldn't be any mistakes from here, but I can tell you his heart will be pumping.
58.
How can you not feel sympathetic for Mark Allen? He's played a terrific frame in many respects.
$64.
He was shaking on the black, but now it's shake, rattle and roll into the quarterfinals. The wonderful clearance against RonnieO'Sullivan in the Masters final, and now that one, another in the book of brilliance for John Higgins.
The Wizard of Wishaw, take a bow. If you look up bottle in the dictionary, you will see a picture of that man there, the world number 13, John Higgins. Alan McManus in our studio now officially has angina after watching that one. What an incredible feat that was.
Crucible quarter-final, 9 years after lifting the big one in spectacular style. He looks to be right back to his break-building best. Winner of 6 ranking titles in all, Stuart Ball Run Bingham. And his opponents, A player who has rediscovered his love of the game, and it showed with his first-round win over Ding in a brilliant decider. Without doubt, one of the most exciting players of his generation. Bidding for his second Crucible quarter-final, the jackpot, Jack Lisowski.
Well, it's been a dramatic, it's been a memorable evening.
Game 24.
How much more to go? Stuart Bingham has made a terrific clearance to win that last frame. He was up against it, he was on the back foot, at least 12-11. Jack Lisowski, therefore, needs to win this one to force a decider.
Well, it was a tremendous clearance from Stuart Bingham in that previous frame. The green was fantastic, but a little bit of pressure was taken off it because it was almost certain to snooker. Jack Lisowski had it not dropped. Can he find another good long red here? Didn't even look at it. Now, once again, Jack Lisowski on the back foot, mainly because of that miss pink. That was his big chance to take a lead in this match and go within a frame of victory himself.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't always pan out the same way, but, you know, but for two missed pinks, he could have won this match by now, couldn't he? You know, the one in frame 20 and that one. But when he missed the first one and didn't win that frame, he really stepped it up after that. Made that 67 break in the last frame. It turned out not to be enough.
Well, these balls are set out just the way Jack Lisowski would like them to be. This is his style of frame. If he can just get in, is he taking this red on into the green pocket? Oh, it's close. Oh, it was so close. Needs a bit of luck. Oh, and he hasn't got any. First chance for Stuart Bingham.
Yeah, exactly. Just needing, as you say, when you miss a bit of fortune with the kiss, didn't get it. So Bingham will be feeling good, I'm sure, after that clearance.
One.
He's been sort of missing in action this season, hasn't he? Had a lot of first-round exits and disappointments and frustrations. He went to China to play pool to try and earn some money and kind of get away from the fact the tournaments are on and he wasn't in them, but he loves this game. He loves it more than most, and he would love a crack at RonnieO'Sullivan, of course, in the quarterfinals. A rematch of 2015 when he beat him on the way to winning this title.
Delicately played blue by Stuart. He'd love to be able to get rid of a couple of those reds that surround the black, but do any of them pot anywhere?
Seven.
Well, there's drama on both tables. Right here, Bingham is focusing only on this one.
The fact that Stuart can pot one of these three reds here is huge in the context of making a big break here.
14.
Tried to cannon the black into play, got too much of the black. He's still on it, but it's a lot thinner than it should have been. Wanted this to be nearly straight. Can play for the red that's near bulk. Otherwise, if he wants to come back around the reds here at this end of the table, he'd have to take the cue ball in and out of bulk. That's what he's chosen to do. I don't know if this is going to be hard enough, is it? No.
20.
Another testing pot for Stuart Bingham.
Stuart Bingham, 20.
Well, that was his first chance to get it won. He was left with not an easy one. How's Jack Lisowski feeling after that last frame?
Jack Lisowski has controlled that cue ball there wonderfully well. The green is hiding the right-hand side of the table. Stuart can't play safely from the left-hand side of the table with the blue on its spot there. This isn't straightforward. Need to play a thick safety. Oh, he was lucky that red caught the other one. He did it really well. Top marks. Well, that's a really good shot from Jack Lisowski, because at the stage of the match that we find ourselves in, one mistake from him could so easily be his last. Another superbly struck safety shot. Both these players producing some great safety here under the most intense of pressure. But these reds now are beginning to open out.
Yeah, the red near the pocket is covered. brushed off the knuckle, didn't it, of the middle pocket? Well, at this stage of a match like this, I mean, they've been going nearly 8 hours. You know, things will happen at this time of night at the Crucible. They need to happen for the man at the table, though, if there's going to be a decider. He needs cover this time. It doesn't look like he's got it.
Wow, can Stuart see enough of that red? It's very tight. I don't think he can pot it as thinly as he'd like to for positional value. Oh, he'll have a better idea, but he may have to pot this red on the thick side, so then red as a cue ball finish.
One.
Not the worst little kiss, that was it. So a second chance for Bingham in the frame. He needs to win the match.
Yeah, the problem is, if he really wants to make a frame and match-winning break here, do we pot in the pink into the green pocket? And that is a tough pot at this stage. Pink spots occupied by the red next to it. If he plays the pink into the centre, he can't hold for a red.
3 hours this session, but as I say, who cares? It's been thrilling viewing. Crowd here, I'm sure. I mean, there'll be Bingham supporters who want him to win it here, but in general, the snooker fans in the crowd, I'm sure, would love to see the excitement of a decider.
Oh, it's awkward cueing as well. He's got to bridge his arm over that red. That doesn't help.
Yeah, and he's potted it, but lost his way. Yeah, it doesn't get any easier, this game, Stuart, does it? He's been playing it all his life, and he absolutely loves it. But one thing it isn't is easy.
He was able to make that plant. Oh, what a kiss as well. It's left him beautifully on the blue.
Yeah, I mean, he sort of came to that a bit late, didn't he? He was looking thoroughly disconsolate, and then there it was, and he made it well, and, well, he's looking like a pretty good chance now for the 2015 champion.
13.
Lisowski hoping to get back to the table.
14.
The 5 reds near the black spot. They're all in one another's way, but if Stuart can pot 4 reds and 4 pinks, that would put him 68 points up with just 67 remaining.
21. $27. 28.
Stuart is very well aware of the score and the situation in this frame, but nevertheless he still decided to screw up for the blue.
Up to 3. Up to 4.
Jack Lisowski looking on there. I think he feels that this match is about to slip away from him. He's fought so hard this evening, Jack Lisowski. Shown great courage, great bravery. Stuart Bingham's been hanging on, has he, Dave?
Well, it was a pink to this pocket, wasn't it, in the last frame? He'd won the previous two superbly. He got into the lead in the last one, and then he got that additional chance. It didn't go in. Bingham has been cool, though. I thought the clearance he made in the last frame was cool. He's used his experience, and he's edging closer.
Stuart needs the black from this red to be safe.
Yeah, I mean, he just needs to put everything into potting it, doesn't he? He's 68 in front, as you say, with 67 on. Yeah, nothing flash. There didn't need to be. So one snooker needed. Lisowski looks like he'll get a chance. But, well, of course, earlier on he did very nearly steal a frame, having needed a snooker.
Thank you. 48.
So 68 the lead, a possible 67 on, but he's got him in a snooker. Bingham holding all the cards here. Well, all the cheering on the other side, but obviously we're not quite done here yet. It's been a memorable night in a venue that has had many, and let's hope has many more.
Yes, Jack having to compose himself here. 68 behind, 67 left, the black tied up.
As quiet as possible,
may try to do
please.
something to develop here.
Thank you. Right, thanks.
Well, I'm sure Stuart feels he can risk taking this red on. Not dissimilar to a green that he knocked in. Incredible winning clearance.
Oh, it looked good, didn't it? It looked good. It's not in. How much more drama can be wrung out of this very special evening? Well, it's another chance. You fancy him to pop this, and if he does, it's surely over. Now comes the victory lap. A well-earned one for Stuart Bingham. He went nearly an hour tonight without potting a ball. Jack Lisowski turned it on for a couple of frames, put him under pressure, but Bingham has responded before now here at the Crucible.
6.
And it's going to be another meeting with Ronnie O'Sullivan, who, of course, he beat on the way to winning the title 9 years ago.
7.
It seems experience is telling here. This year at the Crucible, another former champion is into the quarterfinals. It was a terrific contest, great viewing for the crowd here. Jack Lisowski gave it everything, but it's Stuart Bingham who completes the quarterfinal lineup at this year's World Championship. He'll take on Ronnie O'Sullivan